Hi, Dr. Finch. I'm excited to learn more about natural selection today. Can you explain it to me in a fun and interesting way?
Of course, Mia. Natural selection is like a battle between different traits in a population. Natural selection is the process by which certain traits or characteristics become more or less common in a population over time, based on how well they allow individuals to survive and reproduce.
Oh, a biological battle.
Absolutely. Imagine a population of birds living in a forest with different beak sizes. Some birds might have larger beaks, while others might have smaller beaks. If the forest has a lot of hard nuts and seeds, the birds with larger beaks will have an advantage, because they can crack open the hard shells and get to the food inside.
So how does natural selection happen?
These birds will be more likely to survive and reproduce. This means that they pass on their genes for larger beaks to their offspring, and over time, the population will have more and more birds with larger beaks.
Oh, I get it. It's like a beak battle. The birds with the larger beaks can crack open hard nuts and seeds, while the birds with smaller beaks can eat small seeds more easily. So, the birds with the better beaks win the battle. But what if there's a drought, and the only available food is small seeds?
Great question, Mia. In that case, the birds with smaller beaks will have an advantage, and will be more likely to survive and reproduce. They pass on their genes for smaller beaks to their offspring, and over time, the population will have more and more birds with smaller beaks.
Wow, that's amazing. That's why natural selection is often called survival of the fittest?
You got it, Mia. Another real-world example is the evolution of antibiotic resistance in bacteria. When bacteria are exposed to antibiotics, some of them may have genetic mutations that allow them to survive the antibiotic treatment. These bacteria can then reproduce and pass on their antibiotic-resistant genes to their offspring. Over time, the population of bacteria may become dominated by antibiotic-resistant strains, making it harder to treat infections with those antibiotics.
So, natural selection helps to explain how different species change over time, right?
Absolutely. Natural selection leads to increases and decreases in specific traits in populations over time, based on how well those traits allow individuals to survive and reproduce. It's a fascinating process that can be observed in many different species.
Thanks for explaining natural selection to me, Dr. Finch.
You go, Mia. Let the biological battle begin.